Hey Legionnaires, and welcome back here with another NTW 3 Battlefield today, and we are here at Lingy as the French are attacking a very strange coalition made up of Prussians, Russians, the Spanish and the British. So it's kind of like two fronts kind of coming together, the Russians and the Prussians fighting in the east, and then you've got the Spanish and the British fighting in the west against the French, and they've kind of somehow come together and are now joined as one grand army. But yes, I started the battle now because there's already been a general snipe. There has been, I believe this is the British-Spanish, like the Peninsula Army general has been killed. He got shot by a cannon. He did kind of just, I mean, I'm not like saying they were right to do this, but he did come straight up to hit the general, and he's right in the line of this 6-pounder here and just got gunned down. So what remains of his bodyguard is here. And yeah, so the British army, I believe, is now going to have a lot less morale, which is not a good thing, obviously. So yeah, early developments there in the battle. Is that early general snipe going to make a difference? We will see. Prussia now bringing forward some skirmishers, and he's going to start to skirmish that French line. Shots going off now. The French, by the way, we have the 10-pointer 1809 Austria campaign. We also have the 9-pointer Flanders, the 1815 Flanders, and I believe we have two more of the same. We have, yeah, look at all these cuirassiers being brought up. There's so many heavy cav units in today's battle. It's excellent. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, another 10-pointer Austria here, and I believe, like I said, another, yeah, we got Van Damme. For, actually, that's for the Austria army. I was thinking maybe it would be for Flanders, but maybe not. Yeah, I believe we have, yeah, Derlon here, representing one of the Flanders armies. I'm not quite sure where the other general is, but I have had a quick look, and so we have Flanders, and we have Austria. Yeah, actually two Van Dammes. Van Damme's brought himself and his twin, it would seem. But here we go. Looks like, Prussia's fancying this fight here. We've got some Chevalier Lancers, 2 units coming up from the Flanders army here, and they realize that there's a lot more Prussian cav than they anticipated. Yeah, there's Lancers there, and we have then got lots of Hussars and Dragoons over here, so there's some nice stuff. And that might have been, I wasn't able to look, but it might have been a cuirassier unit there. Certainly like a nasty unit. You can see the French are in, they are not walking, they are running out of there. And we're actually seeing artillery as well being brought up. This is actually not a bad road to put the artillery on. And we will see. But yeah, always nice to show off some custom battles, because it's then not necessarily just about the scenario. It's not like about a scenario, and it's not like tailored to go in a certain way. I'm not saying all our historical battles do. They do change. But like, you can only reinforce or attack at certain times sometimes, and that can sometimes change the battle. Custom battles, it's just down to skill and sheer grit and determination to win. See, I think this is like a 3-pounder being moved up. It's like 3 cannons as well. So 3 3-pounders moving up. The French are making some nice targets for the Prussians, by the way. They've got some nice long lines forming up over here. We've got a big 12-pounder as well. This is like a 12-pounder from Baden here being set up. They need to be careful firing this 6-pounder right now, because there is a lot of line infantry just stood in front of it. Friendly fire is certainly not good. Certainly friendly fire with cannons is even worse. I hope this player is aware of this. I'm going to sit here and just wait. There's no action really taking place yet, but technically this will be the first infantry casualties, and they'll be all friendly fire. Yeah, I guess the first casualty of the battle actually was a general. There you go, they got those guys out of the way just in time. And here we go. The French, by the way, have occupied these buildings here. There's 3 buildings. There's armory here, which is occupied by Carabinier, which is like an elite light infantry unit. Then we have Voltigeurs of the line in both of these buildings here. So they are going to be facing off against the British. It looks like we've got some green jackets here. They are going to be given the job of skirmishing out the positions, and then it's going to be the time of the redcoats to go in. Just a lot of British infantry over here. Look at the lines of British infantry coming up. Oh, it looks glorious. Are these like grenadiers or something? Kind of look like it. I think we have got some grenadiers of some sort, because they certainly got different hats. They got more like mitre hats, a little bit of a flute. They kind of remind me of the Danish grenadiers actually. A little bit. The Russians now coming up on the right of the British. Follow me up here. And we'll see how they do. Yeah, here we go. The Carabiniers go. I'm sure these guys are getting some decent kills. And they're pretty good in combat. So, I mean, yeah. You're going to need your Grenadiers to go in here, Britain. Storm this building. But yes, if you're enjoying the Napoleonic action and would like to see some more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and I can't show your support. As always, guys, it really does help out the channel as we work towards 7k subs. And there you go. Look at that. The Carabiniers now ready to shoot out this building. I'm not quite sure how they are. Look at this bold guy over here. He's taking on the entire regiment. Oh, and he's dead. Rip. Carabiniers running into the building, getting stabbed up as they go. Fight on, men! And yeah, this British unit is probably going to break. No surprise.
Our general is under attack.
General under attack? I guess he is actually. He's getting shot at and he's losing men. Van Damme needs to be careful of that. Britain getting some shots and maybe they could kill a general. Could this just be a battle of general snipes? I mean, it's not really general snipes because it's just the wild shots coming in there, just hitting Van Damme. Who, by the way, is still not moving. He's quite happy to sit here and just give his morale aura to, like, sort of support his troops in the buildings. And they have routed 2 British units already. A nice start. Seeing some Portuguese troops over here being supported by, looks like more, like, skirmishers, more green jackets here. But yeah, the Portuguese, they're looking a bit thin on the ground for an assault up here, Britain. Gonna need some more troops than that. Yet to see the actual, just genuine Spanish army arrive. I presume they've got hordes of infantry and are more than ready for them. And the French open up with their line infantry. The skirmishers got a little bit too close. They've got the full force of a line infantry volley. But yeah, they've got plenty of artillery staying up here. But the Prussians got a nice position for their artillery. Able to fire down on basically any of the French troops that set themselves up here. Which I'm surprised the French are just quite happily setting up their troops this well in the open. You can see they're shelling all the way back there. They're shooting with the sappers. They're setting up. It looks like the French still not quite ready. They've actually taken out a 12-pounder as well. Gun and crew gone. But yeah, the sappers, I think they're going to put up some stakes. And then I guess maybe will they rush the guns, perhaps? I mean, I'd certainly be thinking about getting some cavalry ready for a rush on this for a rush on those guns, because it seems like all the Prussian caps gone really wide. We are seeing an actual line battle about to take place here. France and Prussia setting up. Give us a volley, boys. Oh, cavalry coming in. Here we go. Can they form square? They can. They will. And the French repel the first cavalry charge from Prussia, and they actually rout them. And the French bringing over some cav just to make sure. France, you need to open fire, dude. Here we go. Glorious volley. The smell of gunpowder in the morning, wake anyone up. And that is the first glorious line battle getting underway. Actually, more infantry now coming across this way. They're really shifting. I guess they both sides kind of like got a silent agreement just to have the middle just made up of a gunfight, like just artillery. When I say guns, they need to get these cuirassiers out of here. This is a big blob of cavalry right now. If those guns could just fire on that, quite a lot of cav could die here, and really good cav. I mean, cuirassiers are good in theory, but will they be actually? I don't know. Oh my gosh, the Spanish have raided the village. I literally look away for 1 minute, and the Spanish have sent in a whole bunch of grenadiers, and they're trying to take this from the French. Look at this horde come in right now. The Spanish just throwing in everything. I mean, the morale, like they're taking just from being shot in the back from the infantry in the buildings, pretty bad. Yeah, they're getting pushed back quickly. Really not a good strategy. Like Spain tried a really daring attack, and it's really blown up in his face. He needs to reform up with his grenadiers and try and just. I mean, he might need to. They've lost a building. Which one do they lose? Apparently they lost this one. Don't know if they have. Yeah, apparently they've lost this building. The French look like they're still in there to me. But hey, what do I know? They've lost this one apparently as well. Though I can still see Carabineers in there. I mean, they also... Oh, no. They are getting kicked out. Look at that. So I guess the Spanish sacrifice was kind of worse than there are Spanish troops in there killing Carabineers off. So they've taken one of the buildings. It's a small gain, I guess. Apparently they lost this one as well, but I don't know. Jury's still out. Maybe they... Oh, yeah, they have, actually. The Spanish have taken this one, and the French are having to restorm. So I guess maybe it did kind of work, but it's cost them a lot of troops. Oh, and these... Oh, my gosh. Like 6-pounders just raining death on these Portuguese. Just retreat them. Like, if they're not going to be pushed up, retreat. Don't just let your men just stand there and die. Oh, and a nice line battle now taking place across this river. Plenty of Prussians here forming up. Yes, if you want to get involved in some NTW3 madness and want to send in your own replays or take part in some battles or streams, feel free to join the Discord. The link is down below in the description. And you're all welcome, whether you're a veteran, whether you're a new player. More the merrier. As we are slowly getting to 1,000 members on the Discord. Incredible. It really is. We've got some like actual Russian troops fighting with the Prussians here. So it makes me think that this might be 1813, 1814 Prussia, which is a decent Prussia army. Lots of cav here. British Dragoons over here as well, light Dragoons. With the general being brought up nice and close. He needs to be careful he doesn't get killed. Generals are already being used a bit laissez-faire, we'll put it like that. What is this cavalry unit back here? Oh no, this is the one we just looked at. I'm looking for that unit that looked like it was cuirassiers or something like that for the Prussians. I think we're about to see a charge here. The Spanish cav here is definitely looking like it's going to move up and maybe go for those guns. Which, I mean, to be fair, the stakes aren't really protecting them from that angle. And the British are also now making a push against the French. They're still getting shelled hard. These Portuguese have been through hell. How these men are getting up, not a clue. They're clearly made different. There you go, Portugal. I want to call them Portugal, I don't know why. Portuguese troops are still moving up. They want to get even closer. Russia, by the way, is busy just dueling with the British, French here. That would be confusing. Britain and Russia fighting against each other. That would be very confusing. Yeah, they got a long line infantry waiting. I mean, the guns here, I mean, they could just pound this line for as long as they wanted. There's plenty of French as well waiting in here, hidden. This is a nice little position, but they need to be careful. They have got an 8-pounder here. I mean, it could... It's actually okay. I thought it was shooting into the back of his own troops, but he's not. He is just avoiding them for now. Yeah, seeing more troops get sent down. Here we're seeing sappers actually being sent into the village. They're going to try and retake one of these buildings. It looks like they're going to have to try and retake the armory. But I mean, bit by bit, Britain and Spain are sort of taking this town. It's a bloody fight, though. This seems like a fight that the British aren't going to win. They're getting hit hard by artillery and infantry. Haven't really exactly got their own artillery support just yet. These are like King's German Legion. Here we go, cavalry charge come in. It's like a Spanish guerrilla unit. Oh yeah, it's definitely going for those guns, as I expected. Will the guns get off a shot? I mean, there's 12-pounders here. We've got some, looks like some Chevalier here that's going to go in and try some. Oh, brutal! Artillery shots, its own cavalry doing a lot of morale damage. That did do just about enough though to break the guerrillas, but I mean that cavalry, the Chevalier, I mean they actually lose too many, but sort of men fly. But you need to be careful. I do think the guns have lost their, they've lost their carriages, but they do still hold on to the guns. The Prussians and the French now are in a duel to the death, it seems here. Got some Laguerre here setting up. They've got the high ground, which, as you know, if you're a fan of Star Wars, having the high ground is superior. It allows you to win. And if you have a lightsaber, you can chop off someone's legs. They do have cuirassiers back here. As I thought, well, they look like cuirassiers. Either that, I mean, it could be a Dragoon unit, but I don't know. That kind of helmet style is kind of like very iconic of the cuirassier. And usually the Prussian dragoons look a little bit different. They're in blue usually. I think they're out there on that flank. But French are starting to lose it, actually. Look at this. Morale is actually not that great. We're seeing a little Prussian cav unit as well. Going to try and dash across. Yeah, they're going to form square. Would it be better for the Prussians maybe to do a bayonet charge and then for that cavalry get in? But I don't know. I mean, they're not going to win a cav fight anytime soon with these cuirassiers here. They may be slow, but they're still nasty in combat. Yeah, Prussia is doing good damage here, though, to the French. Really good damage. And we're going to see the French move down here. They want to continue this fight. Prussia actually retreated on this side. I feel like the French feel like they can carry this on. We've got some chasseurs from Baden here. A cool unit. Nice to see the German states being represented. Give them a volley, boys, with your funny-looking helmets on. Or not. They're in a really weird color as well, like a grey-green. Not exactly the most fancy of uniforms in an age of fancy uniforms. There we go. Volley from them. Oh, here we go. Spain brings up the hordes. My gosh, have the Spanish hordes arrived. Put holes into these all you like. I mean, they're going for the malicious spam, aren't they? They really have. They've gone for just every large unit, and they're going to just fire as many guns onto the French. Yeah, this is going to be interesting, that is for sure. The Russians over here yet to make an assault. They're being very patient, and rightfully so. I think honestly, assaulting over here. I mean, there's not exactly many French, but there's probably enough that they can deal with the Russians. Britain and Spain are making some headway, and Prussia is as well, but I guess maybe Russia just wants to be patient. It's not a bad idea, but we'll have to assault at some point. We've seen the Spanish cav come forward. Are they just going to go for an all-out assault? I mean, these French mostly can form square. Actually, it's kind of 50-50. The French being forced back on this flank here. It's not looking good. This Flemish army here being forced back. Ney here is actually leading the Flemish army. He's in retreat. He's like, oh boy, got to get out of here. Here we go, Prussian cav coming forward. They're going to run into the stakes, though. It's really dumb. Yep, about the first half of them died. And we're actually seeing a counter-charge here from the French. They're sending in those Chevaliers again. These are the German and they're actually just trying to stop that Spanish cav that was pushing forward here.
Our men are running.
Luckily, the Prussians did break. Well, luckily if you're rooting for the French, anyway. If you're rooting for the coalition, not so lucky. But chasseurs coming in. The Chevaliers did break for the French. It looks like they are just about going to break that unit here of Spanish cav. The Spanish infantry being thrown in as well. The chasseurs getting swamped by militia. I don't know if this is actually going to be an effective strategy, but who knows? Yeah, they did actually break. Will the Spanish cav continue? I doubt it. They've got cuirassiers ready in the wings. Oh, more cavalry going in here. Like a little light dragoon unit going in. They routed the artillery here, so there's a win. Taking out that 6-pounder. They are probably going to lose this cav, though, to the German, like, Jaeger cav. I don't know exactly what cav that is. Light cav, it's called, maybe? They just about broke it. Took their time. There's actually another cavalry unit coming up. Another little Spanish cavalry unit. Yeah, it's not looking good for the French at all. Not good at all. Look at this. I don't know if there's... I thought we had a cavalry fire here. But no, there's a massive blob, though, of cavalry here. We've got cuirassiers. We've got Chevalier, lancers. Yeah, there's a lot of nasty stuff. This is a good lance unit as well. I can remember this one. This one's got really good morale, if I remember correctly. I've seen it just, like, kill off so many units. The 6E Chevalier Lancer. I'm going to remember that unit. Nasty little unit. Prussians are starting to see some breaking themselves. I mean, look at the bodies here. I mean, it's actually probably better to zoom out. You can see the bodies. There's like the two lines that the French have taken up and died at. The Prussians have mainly died here. It's pretty nasty looking right now, this fight. And it looks like the Russians have finally sprung their plan. What we got going over here? What is going on here? What are you doing, Russian cavalry? You dancing? This is no time for dancing. This is war. Oh my gosh. How have they done this? How? How have you got cavalry inside this building? I don't know if they just bugged out. Oh, I don't know. Russia's lost the Dragoon unit, though, I'm pretty sure. Here, basically. I'm not sure what happened, but it doesn't look like it's going to be. But they are trying to outflank. What I'm trying to say is Russia is trying to outflank the French here. I don't know if he is really... I don't know how aware he is of these units here. They are hidden. But he is trying to flank... I mean, I guess he knows his guns here. You can see the explosions going off for that. But yeah, he's trying to flank his gun position. I guess he doesn't realize the infantry there. Also, he's flanking this infantry line that's moving up. But he is also still making a frontal assault here. So maybe he's going to try and pin them down a little bit. Franco's in... Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of retreating French now. It's not a good sign. I mean, these are just voltigeurs in the line. Oh, big cav fight. Big cav fight with infantry in here as well. Okay, yeah, this is huge. This could cost France an army right now. And we've got breaking troops here. Yeah, we've got Spanish, we've got Prussians. Actually, the Prussians losing a lot of line infantry themselves in this bayonet charge. Oh my gosh, they lost so much of the Prussians. Massive French charge, but we might see a lot of French break as well. If this goes wrong for the French, their whole right is gone. The Spanish over here really rushing cav in. I mean, they're focusing down these cavalry units here. They are doing a brutal job. And it looks like the French are going to win. The Spanish only have a couple of units here. British sent over some cav. Prussia's already turned his flank, preparing for the worst. Oh boy, this is not looking good. Not looking good for the Allies at all. This side seemed like they were going so well, and in one big push, all it took. One big push. And there you go, look at that. Line infantry, we've got some cuirassiers, all in there, and they just push back the Prussian flank. I mean, some of those should return, but they won't be the same. It will not be the same. And that's a big blow to the coalition forces that were making progress. They were making progress certainly on this side. They've been harrying the French lines. They've done a brutal job. Still fighting over this town, but it seems like this has started to die down pretty quickly. We've just got some Spanish grenadiers now just dueling with what looks like the Marines of the Guard in him. Throwing in the elites. Britain has sort of got a sneaky little flank going on here with the French. Yeah, it looks like we're about to see Russia get involved. I mean, he's also managed to get up infantry here. Guess he's wanting to stay hidden, perhaps? They just wouldn't fire. Oh! Cuirassier's broken. Is that just artillery? I think it is. I think this Cuirassier's got a little bit too close to the Russian guns and been focused down. That's a waste for the French. I mean, they've got plenty more over here, but that's not the point. I mean, they got another one. Dragoons, what do they got here? Chasseurs. Yeah, I mean, they got plenty of cav. The Russians blobbing up their cav as well over here. We got some a cuirassier unit here, or like a yeah, cuirassier unit, or dragoons there as well. More dragoons. I'm pretty sure this is the general, but I'm not sure. Maybe not actually. It just looks like a tiny little dragoon unit. But yeah, there you go. They are equally ready for that fight. Yep, the French very much aware of this Russian unit here in the forest. You firing, boys, because you need to. The Russians, you need to start firing. There we go. The first shots in anger from the Russians. I mean, not really. They've been firing their cannon all day. Well, actually, I think they're going to send us some chasseurs to try and clear out this little Russian unit. Fair enough, but then they need to then really run on for these guns, but they're well protected. These are some big guns actually being brought up by the Russians. It's a battery and a half that they have back here. My gosh. What a battery. What a battery. Some big old guns there. I know I've not really been paying attention. Oh, the Spanish are starting to all look good as well. This whole flank is starting to crumble. We've even got like British troops being brought across here. That's a bad sign. I mean, they're firing to the backs of each other right now. These units. They need to reform up. I know it's stressful, but you gotta keep yourself. You gotta keep your cool. You got to make sure your troops are lined up correctly. You don't want to just like shoot the back of your own troops. Give yourself a disadvantage before the French even arrive. These Prussian troops here getting routed. French just marching on. I can hear a cavalry charge somewhere. Cuirassiers is still going wide. This is not looking good. This whole Spanish like left arm is now having to turn. And now having to play defensive. All of a sudden, they're on the defense. And he's really going to have to come down to Russian. Not like to put pressure on him, but he's going to have to start a push. He's going to push against these French lines pretty soon. Try and maybe, if he could break through here, then that's then the left wing of the French has like been broken, and they'll have to turn troops around, and Russia could in theory encircle the French lines. But he needs to push now. He's quite happy to just sit his side of the river and just do nothing. Well, I say that as he starts to move troops, and he looks like he's going to go into the village. Not a bad idea, I guess. Sappers. These guys are kind of like just like cheap grenadiers. They can build equipment and stuff. But here they go. Look at that, a decent charge. I mean, the British have no morale. You gotta remember that. They lost that general really early on. They're going to go into another unit of these sappers. My gosh. They never stop. Oh, they broke. That's a shame. This unit actually kind of was on low morale for a moment. Look at this. The French pushing forward. And the Spanish that were here not long ago are now retreating. So many voltigeurs to the line. What are they even looking at? I don't even know. Oh, we've got a carabinier unit here as well. This is a pretty nasty cav, but it's been pretty well used up. They put a lot of elite cav. I mean, with the Flemish armies, you can bring a lot of cuirassiers, so I guess fair enough. I just don't think they're that effective. Like, I've been told they're just slow, and certainly when they get stuck in combat, they're just easy pickings for infantry. There you go. I mean, they're still doing out here. I think the Portuguese, these brave guys, they've been fighting everywhere. They've been slowly moving down the line. Now they find themselves on the far left flank, dueling with French that were originally dueling with the Prussians. Oh, French cavalry charge. And the Spanish usually can't form square. The cuirassiers may have a field day here. Yeah, they've broken one, two. Probably going to bring a third here. Yeah, there he goes. And the Spanish center is shattered. We've got some British cav coming up. Well, I say Spanish cav, really. But part of the British army. Yeah, this is not good. Massive breaks here. We've got infantry coming in to support. Really, that needs to just be pushing down the line. Another cavalry charge coming in here. We've got another unit. It's a carabinier unit going in. Can they get their charge off? They did get into the British. Why these guys didn't form square? These are the Spanish troops. They're just in red. They are going to break. And this is not looking good. The Spanish, like, center is just not in a good spot right now.
Our men are running, sir.
But it looks like those cuirassiers... Oh, no, they retreated. I was going to say, did they run out of steam and die? No, they just retreated. Line infantry here, breaking. It seems like the assault there worked. They've got more ground. They've broken more Spanish troops. I mean, the carabiniers holding here. They need some infantry support. Get an infantry charge, and you can break these guys for sure. Oh, yeah. Big bayonet charge is going on now. Yeah, breaking here with the support of the infantry. The cavalry has managed to break the Spanish lines. This is not good. I mean, Spain being relied upon to hold the line when he's brought an army of militia. And he's been trying to do the mass guns. This is not working. Once his troops get into combat, they have no chance. And look at this. Huge rout. By the way, yet to see anything. If you can look at the map, this is the Russian line here, yet to make a move. Russia playing really, really defensive, expecting the French to attack him. The French won't attack him. They'll stand on their side of the river quite happily, as they know that their allies are mopping up the Spanish and the British right now, and the Prussians. The Prussians are long gone. They've got like, what, 2 units left, feels like? I'm surprised they didn't push harder in the center after the after their initial success. Like, they did really well. I thought they were going to push harder there with the Spanish and the British. Maybe they would have if the Prussians hadn't died. I'm not saying blaming all on the Prussians. They got like beaten in a good cavalry and infantry charge. French are relentless. This bayonet charge is coming in. There's one in here. Taking on the KGL. Yeah, they're going to rout. And this is going to be like the left flank of Britain gone. I mean, it was already gone. It's already cut off. So the French are already pushing on hard here. Oh, we got a charge for the Prussians. They're not going out without a fight. I like it. They might break this unit, but their morale is also not looking great. Oh, French morale just skyrocketed. That's not good. And now we're going to see the Jaeger Cav going, and they charging in the back of their own infantry. That just damaged morale, but also that they should break the Prussians now. Cavalry in this combat should be enough to do the damage. Anyway, it does. Oh, jeez, look at this. Disgusting. Just routing troops everywhere you look. It's actually quite hard to pick out the units that haven't routed. I mean, there are about 5 or 6 over here. 5 or 6 units rallied. A Russian corps still stood over here, just still patiently waiting. Quite happy to bombard everyone with their big guns. Oh no, we did have a charge. So looks like some light cav going in. They look like they were trying to take out the guns. I mean, this still won't. I mean, they didn't rout the guns anyway, but it still won't force the French to come forward. They'll happily just stand here with their infantry, get shelled at, because they've won on their flank. This flank here is, I mean, it's not over, but they've killed so many Spanish and British. It's nearly over. And finally, the Russian advance begins. Maybe a little too late. We will see. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm about to witness the greatest comeback I have ever seen in NTW 3. It's quite possible. Oh, big Dragoon units coming up here. Oh gosh, yeah, they're planning a big push here. Russia had an army and a half here ready to go. Another little Dragoon unit. Oh, this is all the cav that's looks like it's shifted from this right-hand side over to the center. Here we go. Russian cav about to rush through his own lines. They're gonna try and push on these French units. They can't form square. These guys are for the taking. Their volley was just before the cavalry crossed the infantry line, so they might actually be okay. Here we go, though. Russian Dragoons get in there. And if they can rout these units, this is huge. And they've got in and taken out the artillery piece. They're going after the general here, de Erlon. They've been routed, though, before they could manage that. They've routed some infantry over on this far flank here. The cavalry actually is kind of not been that great. They need infantry to support it. Maybe an infantry charge now would help. Dragoons have not gone as well as expected. Losing slightly, but there you go. Dragoons broken. And now the cavalry for the French arrives. A lot of cuirassiers, Dragoons on their way across. Still one Russian dragoon running around. Actually, yet to break a single infantry unit out of this long line here. They broke one that came from the village. And here you go. Here you go, the dragoons of France. And they're going to squish those Russian dragoons between them and the infantry. Here we go. Oh, Russia's just gone for a massive bayonet charge. I mean, this is falling right into the French army, and he's stacking his units up. Never blob up infantry in NTW3. It does actually more morale damage to you, apparently. Just having infantry like stacked on top of each other fighting. Better having like one or two at tops going in against like. You always want it to be like 2v1, so you just have 2 versus 1 is the optimum you have. But yeah, look at this. Cuirassiers coming in, and then these guys are all in melee. They're able to form square. They're just having a normal line battle. These cuirassiers would have no joy. But because they did this bayonet charge, the French cavalry is able to do a lot of damage here. I mean, they've actually broken some of the French infantry, probably because the French cav rear charged their own infantry to get at the Russians. But it doesn't really matter because they're going to rout this entire Russian line. The remaining Russians looking down at their hundreds of dead comrades being murdered and like, yeah, we want none of that. None of that. Another general being killed. Over on this side, oh yeah, this is brutal. I mean, this is already over. Anyway, they managed to kill a general here. That's brutal. I imagine that's the Spanish general being killed off. I mean, amazing, amazing work there by the French. They just need to hold their fire out with their infantry because they're just shooting their own cav. But apart from that, they've done a great job here. Could have gone a lot worse. All that infantry that couldn't form square could have just routed. That could have been the problem. And if the Russians had done this earlier, it may have been a worthy tactic. It might have been a worthy tactic. You never know. The French just seem to have endless amounts of cav. This seems to be the problem. I just don't feel like that much cav was taken out by the Allies. This is a shame. Yeah, the Spanish retreating into the village where they originally had so much success. They're gonna fight in the streets. Oh, they're taking this building over here, the French. Congratulations, you now occupy this. Put some just random line infantry. I mean, it's not like they need to go over here. I don't think that any of these Spanish troops are returning. I think they're just racking up those kills. We've got the, oh, French infantry here about to go in. They're about to just charge in the bayonet charge, you imagine, yep. They're not going to bother and waste time with these Spanish troops. They might rout this unit, though. Morale not looking good. A good volley by the Spanish just before the French charge. Yeah, I think the French might lose this one. Got some sappers on the way up. Cuirassiers as well on the way. They're just lingering around looking for options. But yeah, the Spanish are about to get surrounded in here. But yeah, it's been a fun one, that is for sure. Oh, French cav as well. Chasseurs getting to the back lines. Taking on dragoons. They look like they've routed. It's not a general, it's just a light cavalry unit or something. I don't think it is a general, no. And they routed the dragoons as well, and the chasseurs routed it as well, but they did a good job. I'd say the major mistakes made. The Russians being so passive, and then all of a sudden at the last moment charging. This is brutal. This one little spot here that the Russians actually did fight in. Brutal. Another mistake I'd say maybe was the Allies not pushing here harder. Like, the French didn't really have a lot here. They had a lot of cav ready. But you could, if your units could form square, you could hold that back pretty quickly.
Our men are running, sir.
But you brought those Spanish grenadiers for a reason. They could have used them to storm these buildings. They were doing a good enough job. They actually finally took this building from the French. They actually hold all the buildings now. I think they do. Yeah, it looks like the Spanish are in this one as well. So they actually did take all the buildings in the center here. Eventually. At the very end of this fight. But yeah, they should have pushed harder here.
Men are running, sir.
And they could have supported. I don't know really what happened with Prussia. He just seemed to capitulate. He seemed to be starting off really well. So I won't put any like pointers towards him. But certainly I think pushing here harder earlier on would have been probably would have been their best plan. Because they seem to be doing okay. It was costing them men. But when you saw how many men that the Spanish had, it didn't really matter. The Russian, is it the Russian general? No, just a Russian little dragoon unit getting in there amongst the artillery. Might rout that unit actually. And we're going to see Ney. He's going to go and get some kills on some Russians. He's a brave man. He'll go in and kill these Ruskies. But yeah, the main problem was the Russians just weren't in the fight for a long time. I mean, it was keeping French troops out of the fight, but I'm sure this wasn't all the French troops here. I mean, the Russians are reforming for one last stand. For one very last stand. Here we go, she says. About to charge. These Russians can't form square, it seems. In they go. Routing that Russian unit really nicely there. And then they'll probably rout these other ones as well. Maybe that was the Russian general. I feel like it might have been. I can't see him. Unless he's an infantry unit, maybe? Like a combat gen?
Our men are running.
But yeah, these Russians cannot form square. Put it like that. They are not able to form square. And these chasseurs are just going to keep killing every single Russian here and get to the guns before this infantry has a chance to have a go at the guns. Oh no, maybe not. I take it back. The cavalry broke. But infantry support over there just was enough. You imagine the infantry here though just needs to rush up. It just needs to get in there amongst them. Get in amongst the guns and just try and silence them. I don't know why we got lag now. I do apologize. Really bizarre. Okay, the cuirassiers is moving up. And the fighting is just about over in this village here. They've retaken every single building by the looks of it. French flags flying above them all. We've even got cuirassiers running through the streets. Yeah, Russia is the last to die by the looks of it. I mean, this cuirassier unit is doing a pretty awful job getting to the infantry though. There you go, broken. Well, if that's how they use all their cuirassiers in this game, the French, then they certainly would have lost. Oh my gosh, please. Oh, this might be where the Russian general is.
We've taken a building, sir.
He might be stacked in here. I'm not sure. Another building captured. Oh, they captured more buildings in this village. Okay. Guns breaking. No surprise there, just being shot at by infantry. The other one should follow. I mean, they should just rush it. But we'll just fast forward for the last little bit because we know how the battle is really going to go. The French are going to win. I never like to do draws, even if they run out of time. The French, they should just be given the victory because, well, I don't think they hold. Well, there's no LOC victory because there are no points on this map, so I presume there's no LOCs. But I mean, even still, they hold more than the Russians and the Allies. They hold at least 4. There you go. The French are actually being forced back down the hill by the Russians, and this could have been how it is. The Russians maybe should have had an assault, see if they could have baited the French in. And then the Russians might have countered. And here we go. Cuirassiers are back. They're rear charging their own infantry. That is breaking them, but I guess they don't care. These guys going into combat. Easy kills for the Cuirassiers, they're thinking. They want their big boys getting good kills. They're going to rout these Russians as well. And then it's just the guns and a couple of units up there, by the looks of it. Another charge going in over here. And they were broken instantly. And the next Russian one's on the way. They're getting hounded by Russians today. The 29th line. Hounded. And the Russians, yeah, just about to be defeated over here as well. Very nice. And the French now shooting their own cuirassiers. But we might see one small little Russian victory here. I'm not sure. There we go. A draw apparently, but I would say by far and away a Russian, not Russian, a French victory. The Russians were very much defeated. But yeah, this was sent in by Master, who was playing as one of the Austrian armies. So he did really well, getting 2,000 kills. I mean, we've got Mina down here getting 3,500, losing only 900 men. I mean, most of them did not lose too many men, only Master losing over 1,000. Well done to Master, to Mina, to Hunter Killer, and to Paujik. All doing really well, all getting some decent kills there. Hallow actually getting 1,000 kills, to be fair, actually doing some really decent damage before he was eventually mass routed. It was Senpei de la Guerra who lost his general right at the start, and that really did affect his battle. I mean, his UK army could have done maybe a lot more if it had morale with a general. Atalor did get 700 kills by the end of the game, even though he joined very, very late. And Soldado, look at his army, nearly 5k men and only 800 kills. But here we go, we'll look at some of Master's kills. His Cuirassier is getting 316 kills. His Line Infantry 175, 158 with the guns. Artillery 155. Carabiniers getting 151 kills. It's pretty nasty. Yeah, got some good kills here. Really well done. Anyway, guys, I hope you did enjoy the battle. If you did, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here. Don't forget to go and check out the Discord as well, and I'll see you guys in the next one.